is Lex Luthor. Morgan Snicker Room. So much soul about to bust out the room. All different flavors, way more than 32. Under these shoes, you can't mess with these dudes. Nike Reeboks, about soccer knees. Golden Goose is on dude.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Soul Brothers, hosted by yours truly, Flexx Luthor, and none other than Morgan Sneaker Room. Today, guys, we are blessed with a guest, Baby Boy Flame. What's up? What's new? And how you feeling, my guy?
What's up, guys? I am very excited to be on the pod. I'm here to bring some hot takes. I'm here to have some fun. I got some dope stuff to show you guys. I got multiple. I picked out a couple of different pairs for a couple of different reasons.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think it's gonna be a fun. It's gonna be a fun show.
Good, man.
I like it. So how we start off? We start off with what's on feet. I'm gonna go first, and then you and Morgan can fight for whoever's going second.
I go second.
But I just got these in the Crystal Cave Omni 9s, man. These are, I mean, beautiful.
Is it 2023?
What? This is from your boy over there, Kif. This was a Kif exclusive.
Yeah. How's that an exclusive after
it drops
a year later?
Anyway,
I guess
those recently re-released.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
They had a maybe
exclusive.
What, like a month ago, maybe?
Yeah. Now let me ask you: did they come with rope laces?
You talking about like No, they did not come with extra laces.
So that's what Kith would do back in the day. They would do these types of like Kith exclusive drops or Kith strikes, and they would add the signature rope laces. They would throw those into the.
Did you get this box?
I did.
Okay, I thought maybe they gave us a different box, but not.
Yeah, those are fire though.
They are. I mean, I love them a lot better in hand. I don't know, something about this silhouette. I really thought I was gonna be a Pro Grid Triumph 4 guy, but nah, I'm an Omni 9 guy.
Yeah, I go back and forth on that. So what's interesting is that we both brought Sauconys today. I think this might be the first time that this has happened.
Yeah.
Well, other than when we do the J-tip stuff. But I brought Saucony Grid 9000. This is the End collab. These are called the White Noise. So like when I think of White Noise, it's like Barry Manilow, like This American Life podcasts. That's a joke. White, never mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like,
White Noise. Yeah, I thought it was funny.
See, look, you always you always joking me. So I'm like, wait a minute, I thought White Noise was the.
It is.
Like I'm not even gonna say it because then he gonna choke me.
Look, it's in the show, right? I was like Barry Manilow and like what else? Country music. That's White Noise, right? But this is an End collab, and I recently got these for $50. It comes with a big clear sneaker box. And there's also another pair called the Red Noise that I had. You writing it down?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I feel you. These just came in. I haven't even like relaced them the way I do to go over here. There's like a fuzz on the toe box. Just a really cool shoe. Really cool shoe.
I like it.
Those are fire.
Thank you.
I thought it's interesting that you guys pulled out two different Sauconys of like a socket. It's like a new Saucony and then a Saucony like vet. I'm sure you guys have talked about this before.
Yeah.
But there's like a lot of there's high level Saucony and then there's like heritage Saucony and there's the shadow like 6,000s, 5,000s, bacon and eggs, like stuff like that. And then there's like the J-Tips crowd coming in. So I thought that was dope. And I think I would definitely want to talk to you guys about that.
For sure.
Sure.
I will show you guys what I wore yesterday because this is what I wore today.
Oh golly,
Hoka Aura slides. I wear these nonstop. They're fire. This is the Bodega collab. Let me show you guys what I wore yesterday though. One second.
Okay.
This is what I wore yesterday. These are Joe Fresh Goods. Let me know.
Yes.
993. These are the I can't remember the specific colorway, but they're the green pair. They came out with a blue and a pink.
Like sage,
Yeah, that
something
sounds
like
right.
that. Yeah.
Nice like off-white with the green. It's interesting. Like it's very like cream off-white with the green on these. I was in a store yesterday too, and someone else was wearing the blue ones. And that was like crazy coincidence. I was like, yo, what? In LA too. It was so random.
Instantly best friends, right?
Yeah, he was actually not really a vibe, but it was still cool.
You were like
So that colorway right there, I have the pink pair, and I'm always looking for the other two, and like that sage pair is the next pair that I want. It's my favorite color. Like that's my favorite shade of green. But I think the blue pair is like cheaper or something like that. So
I think
yeah.
I honestly I really like the pink ones. They're like, you guys saw the I think it was Atmos did those that city pack or whatever, like the worldwide thing.
Yeah.
And they had a pink pair of, I want to say like 991s or something like that. I think when New Balance does like pink, like real pink, it looks so fire every time.
yeah.
Because they find these interesting like Pantones of pink, like with Kith they do like dusty rose. It's never just like a bright like in your face pink. It's always like tasteful. Like Pata did a nice pink pair of I think 991s maybe, if I remember correctly.
I still gotta give me a Joe Fresh Goods pair in my collection. Y'all guys, what would you recommend for the first if you were going to buy your first Joe Fresh Goods sneaker, which would it be?
650s.
The white pair? The white pair.
Yeah.
The all white bland board pair.
I mean, I like the 990V. How do you feel about the 990 V6? Like, what are your thoughts on that model?
Is it kind of like similar to the 991, I believe?
No, so it's okay. Think about the baby blue and the red pair.
The Prom de Paris that just dropped.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, nah, I'm not really a big fan of that one. I'm more of the 993. That's the pink pair, right?
V3? Yeah.
That's it. That's the pink pair. Yeah.
Yep, 993s. That would be good. The 990 V3, which I think was one of his first ones.
Yeah.
Oh, the 992s, bro. If we can get our bread together and get some 992s, bro, like we got it. Yeah, those. I've got those. Those are great.
Those, yeah.
If the campaign for that was incredible.
Yeah.
Also. Honestly, that if you could get your hands on that, he did 990 V4s, the belly ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought even just that black and white pair was exceptional, and I think the standout was the Keisha Blue. I think that was the one like everyone was like going crazy for.
Yeah. I was a fan of that one. But I was a fan of that one.
Yeah. If look, once we start getting like ads and stuff like that, man, and we start making that revenue, I'm putting my bread together, and I'm after paying for the honeymoon.
After paying for the 1 month honeymoon is crazy.
She's right over there, bro. She's right over there. Chill.
Hey, look, a firm does I think 25 and higher, so 2,500 and higher.
I'm good. I'm good on that.
I know, believe me. A firm. I literally blocked a firm.
Wait, Morgan, what's the grail though? What's the one you were about to say? What were you going after?
992s. The 992s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what started it all. I mean, that was like, I think personally, and I made content about this. That was the catalyst for New Balance to be viewed in a different light. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that was All-Star. That was All-Star weekend in Chicago, right? So that's the same weekend. Wasn't Yeezy like throwing like Yeezys out the back of the armored truck or whatever?
Yep.
Like that's a moment, right? And then the 992 still went crazier. Like the New Balance was like everybody was waiting on that Quantum basketball shoe for so long, and then Joe Fresh Goods took over that All-Star weekend, if I remember correctly.
I gotta see the 992
It's like the
That's the
I've
red,
seen
the
it before.
red,
yeah, yeah.
the red and pink.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of well, that's the one I'm more a fan of 993. That 992, like it's like a polka dot. The silhouette, it's like polka dots. Whenever the
Yeah, yeah.
colorway, it's like that. The toe box is like it looks like polka dots.
I see what you're
Okay.
talking about.
Yeah.
I think the 992 and 993 are very similar model.
But the 993 doesn't have that polka dot look.
I
That's
don't
what
know
I'm
what you're
saying.
talking
Like,
about with polka dot.
If you look at it, so it's with the color blocking, especially on the Joe Freshgoods one.
yes, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, definitely on that red Joe Fresh. Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
The mesh is dark, and then the over panels are light. Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm looking at 993. That purple, the pink pair is pretty much the same. You're right, Morgan. It's pretty much the same silhouette. Yeah.
Very similar. It's like the 992 is a little bit more squashed. Like if I'm thinking about like a gray 992 and a gray 993. The gray 993 is just a little more squashed. Like that's the best way I can like describe it. And then the 992 is like definitely chunkier.
Is there a reason why New Balance goes with the 3-digit type deal thing? Like, are they up to that many silhouettes?
No. The numbers are based on what the sneaker is used for.
I know, but so why is it 3 digits though?
That's,
like, is there just how they do it?
That's just how they do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Got to get what's his name? Steven Smith in here. Isn't he he's one of the New Balance designers, one of the OGs?
Is he with New Balance?
I thought it was Adidas. I thought it was
Reebok.
Adidas.
Well, he's been all over the place. I think he did the 990s though.
Yeah, I know, but I thought like more. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if we getting Steven Smith.
Yeah, no, not yet.
We got Baby Boy Flame.
Hey, we're on a budget.
And they got Kevin Durant, but we got Jaden McDaniel.
Nah. Oh, but I mean, Baby Boy Flame, we talk about your content, man. I am curious to know, like, what made you really, because I feel like you really deep dive into like fashion, and then when there's new trends that are starting out, you kind of go back and give us a little story on it. So what made you like, okay, this is my lane, this is what I really want to do content on?
Yeah, no, it's a good question, and I think like it's something that I've always been interested in, and I never really had like a strong fashion like friend group. Like I would put the homies on or be like, yo, you got to get these. And everyone was still wearing like Easy 350s. And I'm like, yo, we got to move on. We got to move past. So essentially like I wasn't able to really like link with like-minded people. And during like COVID is really when I started, like right before COVID got really bad. I just started making more content around just like what I was getting into, which was like sneakers and fashion, and really trying to explore that. I think if you guys are anything like me, like I was born in the mid 90s. So like sneakers and fashion was always like at the forefront of a lot of different things. So looking into like hip hop at an early age, just really getting into sneakers and fashion from there. But then, yeah, with the content, it was just like I wanted to just like share some of my love. And I really like to storytell as well. So that's really what initially got me into it. And I think what really started to take off for my page was doing like celebrity analysis. You know what I mean? Like trying to break down and that's where you get the high level viewer. You know what I mean? You get the top level, and then that you bring them in, and then also the Black Owned series, which was really something that was really important for me.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely wanted to talk about that because you were the person who did it the best on TikTok. And of course, whenever I see, and I hate to call it controversial, like it feels so gross calling it controversial, but whenever I see controversial, oh my God, content like that, I always go into the comments and like it was BS in the comments, but like I commend you for doing that series and just being like, all right, like I'm participating in this culture, but I'm showing love to the originators and the tastemakers. So I don't think I ever got to really like, you've done it, 2 years in a row now? I've seen it at least 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I think it consistently it fell off. Like I did 2 years and then I like popped in and popped out.
Yeah.
And I wasn't as consistent about it. But yeah, I probably did it consistently for like a 2 year period and then throw other ones in there where I can.
Yeah. And like you just doing it those 2 years, it was like, I mean, I don't think I ever got to like say like, yo, you crushed that. But yeah, that was always something I really appreciated that you did.
Yeah. And I feel like I do need to defend myself when it comes to these things. Like I try not to be too defensive, but it is something where I am white. Like to be 100% clear, I am 100% white.
Hey, don't worry. Whoever's on YouTube gonna see, man. Don't even worry about that.
No. You can tell. But I've been asked before. You know what I mean? But I think the where it really came from was during the beginning of the Black Lives Matter movement. Really, what was going on with a lot of like George Floyd. It was really like I felt conflicted. You know what I mean? I felt like very powerless almost, and I felt like I was building a platform and there was something I could do. And I remember seeing a post that was really about just giving credit. You know what I mean? There's a good word for it, but basically it's just giving credit and acknowledging Black people, Black culture. So that was really what it was. It was like, oh, this thing I'm so in love with, maybe I can contribute this way. Check out actually dope brands. It's not bullshit. You know what I mean? It's like, it's actually fire stuff that's going on in streetwear space, and highlight that it's Black owned, because a lot of people were ready to spend their money with Black owned, ready to spend their money with small business. So that's really what it came from. And there was definitely a lot of like, who asked you? You know what I mean? Like who told you could be a voice for this sector? And nobody did. And I do understand that feedback. But at the end of the day, I do feel like it was a net positive, you know, like
I agree.
Yeah. Trying to highlight. And if you go through this playlist is still there, all those brands are fire. There's not a single miss in there. I challenge you. There's not a single miss in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So like the other comment I saw was like, why does it matter what color they are, right? Like, why do we make everything about race, right? Like those are my least favorite comments, right? Because like it is always, I mean, it's always about race, right? Like there's always, I mean, this is the United States. Like race is always a thing, right? And some people try to pretend it doesn't. And we've seen even some of our sneaker contemporaries who have made videos like it's more than color, it's colorways and something stupid like that. And like, instead of taking it that route, you've taken it like I love this. Shout out to the people who are making it right, like making it great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's very strange to see when you're getting checked for, you know, exposure to Black owned businesses, but like, let's say you're use the N word, you wouldn't get checked. It's kind of like you can say that, everybody can say that. And it's kind of like you're not going to check them for that, but you'll check them for like putting exposure. I just
putting them on.
When it comes to social media, things can get very strange and very quickly. And I kind of feel like whatever vibe or whatever seems like either the most indifferent opinion, that's where everybody's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So like if I can get a ton of likes off of not checking him, then I'm gonna do that. But if I get a ton of likes on checking him, then I'm gonna do that as well too. So again, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember that content from you. I always remember when it comes to my mind, what I really like discovered you, not really discovered because I knew you before then, but the denim tier one, because I had no idea. Absolutely no idea. I wasn't even
still talking about it, man. You still talking about it
because I had no idea that's what that was. I swear I thought it was like smoke, like clouds.
Then
it's again, a lot of people try to make it seem like there's this whole conspiracy of like there's a society that's trying to make people wear things, and then I'm like, bro, everybody's wearing denim tears, and it's not even the the secret society. Like this is a black man that made this and put it on you, and like you're like, yeah, this is so fly, and I'm just like, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating when I see things like this. It's very frustrating.
I think what Flexx is saying is that, or what your issue with Denim Tears is that like it's celebrating black
cotton.
It's black struggle.
Yeah, so the video itself, I think the way we think as, you know, sneaker people and people who are really interested in these subjects is we want to know what's going on. You know, you see Joe Freshgoods drop, you know, Paris to Chicago, or I can't remember the specific name. You want to know why is it blue? Why is it red? What's going on here? So just looking into things a little bit deeper, you see Denim Tears. The shape that's printed on Levi's is a cotton wreath. And you know, obviously cotton in close association with slavery in the United States. It is a talisman for black people. It's essentially his words. Almost like a fist, like a civil rights sign. So I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing Denim Tears. I don't have anything against anyone who wears Denim Tears. My point is just know what you're wearing. And if someone like me wearing that, personally, I would feel like, why am I wearing this? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, that's really...
Like me and Flexx wearing a yarmulke.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I feel like it kind of goes back to the whole concept of taking the word back. There's no such thing as that. Like, there's no such thing as taking that negative word back. There's no way to make something so negative, so many people have died behind, and making it like, oh, this means this. It means we overcame, or we're strong, or so. Like, to me, yes, I have a problem with it because one, as a being part of the black community, is always talk about being tricked into wearing something or tricked into believing something, because there's so many people that won't even believe in certain religions because they feel that it's tricking them into something. But then you wear something like Denim Tears, and it's just like he's telling you what it stands for, and you're just like, it costs a lot of money. It's it's simple. You know, it makes it seem like, oh, I got a lot of money, so I'm gonna keep wearing it. So I can call you anything I want as long as you perceived as a rich or wealthy person. It's just like it's just going backwards and forwards at the same time. It doesn't make sense. That's what I mean. I know Morgan's gonna try to check me, but go ahead.
I thought that made sense to me, and I have a funny story. I think why I'm so hyper aware of this from a young age. I had a pair of FUBU sneakers when I was young. And FUBU, I don't know if this is the official standing of it, but it's for us by us.
By us,
right? So I was told that I am not us. And I shouldn't be wearing those.
So I'm not gonna front. I've said that to people too. I'm only half of us.
Right. So I think that's why from a young age I was like aware of it. And you know, like being white being white in a part of this space, I was always hyper aware of that. So that's why the series made sense to me. Like, this is like I can just be upfront about it. It's cutting through this awkwardness that I've always felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With what Flexx is saying, I don't I know you said you thought I was going to try to check you. I'm really not. I don't have an opinion on Denim Tears because I see what you're saying. I also understand the other side, and it's I just think it's more complicated than I want to even.
I think the existence of it is just irrelevant. Like it doesn't need to exist. Like we don't need that. We know where it started. We know where it came from. Like there's no need to put it on clothing.
So,
you know,
and
so
that
like it just
kind of goes back. Does that kind of go back to our conversation about I don't want to say any names because this is why that sneaker history podcast isn't coming out. But like glorifying black struggle again. Right? Yeah. Like food stamps and government cheese. Government cheese threes. I'm on here.
Yo, Morgan, you are
bad, man. That's not a bad idea though.
No, it's a terrible idea. But again, if you put it high leather made in Italy, make it 3,500. You know, it'd be
Government
everybody's
cheese
grail.
threes.
It'd be it'd
So
be the grail of it'd be the grail of everybody.
Yo, cut the name out.
No, I'm
Cut the
not cutting
name.
it out.
Oh, bro, I'm canceled now. So, what one of the things that have really appreciated about Baby Boy Flame is that you reached out to me early on in my TikTok career, and you gave me like a list of things to like improve with my videos, and it made my page skyrocket, right? And it gave me a good format for my 365 days of sneakers and stuff like that. And I'm curious, like, because you do this for a living, right? Like, you're a social media guy. Just like, my question is like, why? Like, why did you not like? Why would you do that? But like, what made you feel compelled to give a stranger on the internet like free?
I hope it came off the way it was, which was all 100% love.
100%, dude. Like, I was like floored. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is like this dude like just gave me free. Like, I felt the love. It's 100%. It wasn't like, oh bro, he trying to big bro me.
No, not at all. I think it was. And I'll say this for both of you guys, and I think a community that you two specifically have really fostered 100% on TikTok is that there's a lot of people in the sneaker space that suck. Like this, it's the highest level consumer. Travis Scott, Jordan 1, whatever the new bullshit is up here. And then there's people who are really like a part of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I know for a fact, just knowing how you two talk about sneakers, even the diversity of both of your collections, and like you can go back and forth on it. It's I think that's really what's true to this. And I think we all saw it after, a year or two ago, this whole sneaker thing started to go down. It started to go downward.
Yeah.
And the people who really cared are still here, and they've always been here. So I think with that, it was like, Morgan, you specifically, you have probably the most interesting sneaker collection I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and that's not us. Like, there's a lot of like quirky stuff, but then there's heat and Flexx. I could say the same for you. Like, you have your own tastes and stuff. So I think that's what it was. Like, I wanted to see you win and do well in this pocket because it's good for the space. Like, we need people who actually give a shit about what we're doing, like what we're talking about. It's sneakers are more than just like materials and glue. You know what I mean? Like, so
I
that's
appreciate
really what
that.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I agree, man, and that's why I think that's why me and Flexx have like been so tight with this stuff because like we disagree on a lot of things, right? Like that's just normal. But one thing that we do agree on is that this space, like first thing you said, a lot of people in this space suck, man, and it's like, do we care about the next Travis Scott? Well, yeah, we can have an intelligent conversation on a Travis Scott sneaker, and we can have an intelligent conversation on whatever the next hype BS is. But we can also talk about, we can also get like deeper in conversation than that, and that's just something like I think that we do this, and this might be why, like, I mean, between the two of us, we have like 50,000 followers between the two of us, right? Maybe 60,000, and that's why. Like a lot of people who have higher followers are like struggling so bad. We can see it, right? Yeah. Like we can see these guys like, oh, bro, y'all don't want to hear my takes anymore. Like, no, because people have moved on, and you can't do this other than like a superficial level of talking about sneakers. So I definitely appreciated what you did for me, and I mean. Bro, it was detailed. I think I did end up sending it to Flexx after like I got
you
the
just
follow. I sent it to Flexx. Yeah.
I was just about to say that you put me on because I remember you telling me he sent you like a PDF, like it was a whole like layout,
It was more
and I'm
than I
like,
thought I was.
yeah,
It
and I
was.
was like,
I
he
mean,
does that for free, like put me on. You like, yeah, once I get done, yeah. So that's how I discovered
I
that's how I discovered your content from Morgan.
That's awesome. No, and I'm embarrassed that I'm off the iPhone right now with no mic, and you guys are cooking over here.
nah,
Because
cause for real, because the first video that I think you like maybe commented on or like, the one that really got us going, like I had no lights. I recorded it at nighttime. And I didn't
It
have any
was
lights. So I'm
bad.
like, bro, ain't nobody gonna see this,
It
right?
was
Like that
bad.
was probably like day 15 or something like that into 365 days of sneakers. And
Hmm.
like that one email right there, that one DM that you sent me, like it turned into this. You see what I'm saying? Like
I love
I
Hmm.
that,
credit a lot of this, the Saucony stuff. I credit a lot of this
Yeah,
to that email and you just putting me on. So
bro.
yeah.
And
definitely
I'm
appreciate it.
glad that is 100% what I was looking for. And I think, like, to reiterate, I don't think people like you guys and you guys specifically in this space are not get enough credit. And I do think if you go on either of your pages, you can really see community, and that's
Hmm.
different. That's what a lot of
Yeah.
these other sneaker people can't boast because
Mhm.
they're very high level. Here's what's dropping. It's coming out this date. Look at how swag this is, and I'm cool with people who do that too. And I understand the lane. Being someone who works in social media,
Mhm.
there's different objectives for everything.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
think I really appreciate you guys because it's similar to what I really gravitate to, which is storytelling, which is
Yeah.
like talking about this, not just
Yeah.
showing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And I kind of felt the way you felt about Morgan because I remember sitting in on a live between him and Bernie from Extra Butter, and I was in there. I was coming. I'm like, man, there needs to be so many more people in here because there was so much that I was learning. Because Bernie, he's just pulling them out. Like I think it was in the warehouse, and he's just pulling them out. Like, oh, this is a sample pair from here, and this is where we got the idea from here, and like Morgan showing his pair, and then he's showing like the sample pair, like the original first mock up, and then Morgan showing like the retail pair, and I'm like, this is what it's about. Like, because I'm at that time, I'm 10 years plus deep into the sneaker game, and yet I'm still learning. Like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that's where that
So
pair
much
came
to
from.
learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
I was
much to
like,
learn.
this is what's needed. This is where everybody should be, rather than send me. Oh my God, somebody send me 1,000 roses. So eat them up, yum 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 yum. You know, like I'm like, this is where everybody needs to be. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I appreciate that for Morgan because I used to tell him all the time, like, bro, you need to clean that content up because you got the material, you got the inventory.
Uh,
I mean, you can go. You just need a better setup. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he finally
I was gonna
listened.
throw that. I was gonna throw it in there too. On the note of Bernie, I'm sure you guys have talked to Bernie or had him on the pod or
Hmm.
whatnot. But he takes credit for New Balance coming back with the
Hmm.
Refined Future Protection Pack. Like him
yeah.
stocking that at Extra Butter and
Hmm.
pushing
Hmm.
that.
That's exactly where the live started from. I think they're going to
Oh,
It was.
you
re-release
guys,
a pack.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And he
That's
was
where
giving
it
like
came
first
from.
look stuff. Hmm.
That was
Yeah.
one of the like. Now that I'm thinking about it, alongside I think the Joe Freshka's 992 was like more um the sneakerhead sneaker. But then when you
Hmm.
got the protection pack or the refined future, I don't remember which one they landed on. That's when it was like that top level I'm talking about. That's when they
Yeah.
started to catch the wave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think Bernie talked about the pack was never supposed to be the protection pack. It was supposed to be what was it? What was the original?
With
Those are
future.
Yeah.
yeah, and they said that people just start going with that name, but the name
Yeah.
of it was the Refined Future, not the
Mhm.
protection pack, and people just kept on, running with
Yeah.
that. But again, that was one of those things like, oh, I didn't know that. So this is really the name because at that time, content creators were, picking up on anything that was trendy. And at that time, the 2000R was there was protection
2002R,
pack, it was protection pack this, protection pack that, and it was like that's not even a real name, but yet y'all putting it out there like that.
Yeah.
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 So it was
So
very unique to see.
I'm interested in hearing these hot takes you're talking about, man.
Uh-oh.
We need so where do we start? I want to hear hot takes because I feel like we've been showing each other too much love. I want to get into some ignorant
Let's
stuff.
get into some hate.
Yeah, I want to get into some hate. This has been too positive.
Okay. I got one for you guys, and I'm curious what you think.
Yeah. You got a whole denim tears fit.
Yeah, no, I stand up and it's all on me.
Wagwan.
Yeah.
I got the no, ma, I'm not even.
Oh, speaking of, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Barriers, the clothing brand. Have you guys heard of it, Barriers?
No.
Okay. It's got, I didn't realize it till after I bought it, but it's got like a bit of Pan-African flag on it. So I might be like eating my own words right now, but I'll send it to you guys after. Let me know if it's cool if I wear it or not.
Don't know what the Pan-African flag is.
Yeah, no, but I will say a take for you guys is I think that the next and really what I wanted to talk to you guys a lot about is trends. I don't know if you guys are familiar with, really quick before we get into it, just like the trend curve. Have you guys seen that? And you like it's basically a bell curve of people
Early
adopting
adopters.
trends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, laggards. That's how sneakers has been since I've been in this content creation space. We've seen Dunks is one of the first ones, which was like, if you were on Dunks in 2020, you were fresh. You know what I mean? You were fly. If you're wearing Dunks now, it's like, you're late. You're lame. So
yeah, which is crazy.
I think that Asics, Saucony, Mesh Boy, Runner, that kind of term, that thing.
Yeah.
We're in early majority to late majority. I think I really want to see brands like Asics, Saucony take this and do something really dope with it. Not that they haven't been dope, not that they haven't been special for a long time, but that is only going to last so long. The mesh thing, like, I know you guys have been seeing the Asics Rangers and that all the content around that.
Asics Rangers,
And not to say it's a bad thing whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like, I believe, anyone with a functioning brain and isn't worried about other people, you don't have to be a part of this trend curve. You wear what you want, you stay through.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But the way this business works, Saucony and Asics are going to have to do something special. And I think one thing that's special that I'm seeing, and I don't know if it's for me personally, but if you look at the an upcoming Action Bronson Baklava New Balance,
yes,
they're all very tech, very high purpose.
Like you can go run in them. Like you can really go run in them.
The running functionality, or it's like hiking or something like that. You know what I mean? I think that is going to be where us innovators are going to be looking next. Or like if you look at some of these I was about to say Puma fuel cells, like some of this really high tech running stuff. I can see that being an innovative shoe, but I do think like as a trend coming, there's always going to be retro sneakers coming back.
Right.
But I will say, I think the next thing is going to be the evolution of the Mesh Boy would be into this really high performance sneaker. Like, when's the last time a high performance sneaker was cool? Like Flyknits, Ultra Boost. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
And you really couldn't run in Ultra Boost. Like I know they said you could, but like you really couldn't. So I just pulled out. So this is a sneaker that I've been wearing a lot lately. This is like my sneaker of the day, or last episode. This is what I wore. Like I've been wearing this shoe a lot, right? And it is a Brooks Cascadia Extra Butter collab. And like I'm getting miles in on this and I'm wearing it casually, right? So like I see that coming. Right? Like Extra Butter and like you said, Hoka, you had the Hoka slides on the Bodega pair, right? Like I think that these sneaker boutiques are starting to see that. They're starting to see. I mean, Solomon's, right? Like they had a moment, but I can see that type of thing, right? Like that kind of being the norm. I agree with you. I agree that like Brooks are gonna start becoming cooler,
I
or
like
like
those. Yeah.
yeah. Saucony just released a Nordstrom collab that was all. I mean, it's a cow print sneaker, but it's a Triumph 22, which is a running model, right?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
so I agree 100%. Like that is, I feel like that's the next wave as well. At first, I didn't like the Action Bronsons, and then I started like looking at them a little bit deeper because you see an Action Bronson. I'm looking for a 990 model. I'm looking for, something just more chill and those. I mean, those. I don't even know what the models are. Like,
it's the new that they're using this as like a new pilot sneaker. You know what I mean? Like they'll do that sometimes with the collaborations.
Yeah. Like those look like. I mean, you go run a marathon in them, right? So I agree. I think that's the new wave, and I feel like I'm gonna adapt better to that wave. It took me a while to get on the mesh runner. I'm gonna be honest with you because I was like, no, I want my Asics all suede, right? Like I want, you know what I'm saying? Like I want buttery suede. I want the split tongue. Go ahead.
I want to talk to you guys about that too because I think that Morgan and I know Morgan, you converted Flexx a little bit on some of the different Saucony and Asics and stuff. I feel like you guys could talk to this better than anyone. We kind of touched on this, and you probably have already talked about it in the pod, so I don't want to waste too much time. But the Asics of yesterday, the Asics that I knew, like the Gel Light 3s and the buttery suede, even that that Kith Marvel collab was like peak.
Incredible.
So now you guys seeing this mesh thing happening, I feel like it's confusing. It's like, yo, my Shadow 6000s are over here, and now I gotta do the Omni Grid. You know what I mean?
So it would be if we weren't riding our own wave. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not getting the mesh stuff because it's cool. Like I saw it. Like it took me a while, and then I saw some stuff I liked, and I was like, okay, I can make this work. You know what I'm saying? So like, still 100%. Like I'm gonna put on my 25th anniversary size A6 Gel Light 3s Iris, right? Like I'm still gonna throw those on. And then even the 30th anniversary stuff, which was terrible. Like the pearls. I'll throw those on the wasabi joints. I'll throw those on, but still, I'll still throw on the minted New York Triumph Pro Grid Triumph or the Triumph 4, right? Like it just, it's less. It's like I don't care, right? That's really how I put it, right? Like a new thing has been introduced into the sneaker zeitgeist of like what's cool. I like it, right? Or I've seen some people style it in a way that I feel like is cool. And then I'm like, all right, this is how I can do it. I can do it better, or I can attempt to do what they did.
Yeah, no, I think I talked about it on a video that I just recently made that I put on YouTube. I think now
what a plug.
What?
You just way to plug yourself, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, go check that out.
100%. Give them the link, man. Tell them the link.
Yeah, it's already in there. Don't you worry, it's gonna be below the episode. But I was talking about how I feel like right now the sneaker game is having a transition. So you're having the older sneakerheads kind of move out. And now you got like me and Morgan and all the other people that are coming in. And for a lot of people, this is the first time they're really seeing sneakers. So they're building their sneaker collection and they're like, this is sneakers off runners. So now they're seeing Flexx with runners, they're seeing Morgan with runners, they're seeing Self, they're seeing One on the Kicks, AD Sneaks, all these people with runners. That is sneaker culture to them because they're just getting into it. But once they really get into it, they start seeing Morgan pull out the Shadow 6000. He start going back into the Gel Light 3s. Then it's like, oh, he like really been in this, you know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be your new OG sneakerhead, and it's unique because we had Jason on, and he said something that really stuck with me. I had said, like, I really didn't used to check for Saucony. He was like, I get that, but I don't think Saucony was checking for you. And now that all these other brands are seeing that there's people that are actually looking beyond Nike and Jordan or what we usually used to, they're like, okay, we've been satisfying our niche group for so long, but we actually got some more people that's actually checking. Let's try to satisfy them. And I feel like that's why we're getting these J-Tips collaborations. That's why we're getting these West Side Gun collaborations, because it's like, okay, we got a new group now. Let's see if we can, get more and more. And that's why I feel like runners may not be the wave forever, but they're definitely here to stay. They're definitely going to be like, oh, he got those. I don't think there's no such thing as old man sneakers anymore. I don't feel like that's going to be a thing. At least not New Balance and Asics and Saucony being the old man sneaker anymore.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that anymore. It's not going to get frowned upon. I mean, it's here. And I think it's here to stay. I think we're definitely going to see a new type of sneaker culture and sneaker game as we move forward 5 or 10 years later.
Early on in my content making career, anytime I put out a pair of Sauconys, they were telling me like, "Oh, these are dash shoes. These are dash shoes." And I'm just like, "You're freaking clueless. You are so like you got no clue what's going on." And it's like I don't know how to say that in a professional way. So sometimes I think one of the reasons my page grew up was because I would say it in an unprofessional way.
Yeah,
Flexx. I think Flexx gets on me sometimes about how I say things. But like now, I'm not getting those comments anymore. I'm not getting comments that's like, "Oh, you saying it wrong," right? Like I used to get that comment all the time. Easy 10,000 views. I make a video on how to pronounce Saucony, right? Now they're so popular that I'm losing those. I don't get those views anymore. Yeah. It's like, duh, dummy, we knew that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is a really, really fun and cool space that we're in. Yeah. I feel like Thanos at like the end of what was it? I don't know. I don't watch those Marvel.
Balance is all things should be.
Well, it's like he's all like looking out into the
yeah. That's what he's talking about. That he was like you come back to me and I think you did a video like that. Did you do it? I think you did.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Cause it's like, all right, everybody's on it now. Like that's what I wanted from the jump. I wanted to put people on to Sauconys, and I wanted them and New Balance and Asics, and I wanted people to see like, yo, yeah, they're releasing the Cardinal 3s, guys. Like, that's fine. But check this out. Like, we got other things going on. And so I feel like we're finally getting, like, I feel like I'm getting what I was looking for this whole time. Just putting people on the dope sneakers that I like.
Yeah. I mean, I think Morgan's going to be looked at one of those. Who's going to be in everybody's little beginner pack of runner content creator. Like, I've been in the runner since Morgan's sneaker room. Y'all know nothing about that. You know, that's how everybody's like, Perfect Pair and Fomer Simpson. Like, you get these YouTubers and creators. I feel like though those people are still great and probably produce some good content, I feel like they're phasing out. And not because their content is no longer good. It's outdated, honestly. I mean, respectfully, there's no other way to put it, because they wasn't into runners. They're posting their phone posits, they're posting their Jordans and their rare pairs, and like now, rare pairs are not a thing. Because I think it's because they're not accessible, but they're more accessible than they were. Like you can go on Go and get a PE now. I remember I had no idea where to get PE. I'm like, where can I find one? Like, I got the money. Where can I find one? Now you can just PE and look it up, and I can go buy it. So now I can put it on my YouTube channel. Hey, perfect pair, I got one too. One of those 30s that you got, I got one. So I think that's kind of like people like, okay, the new rare is the Solomon toe from this year, because I didn't know nothing about that. I knew about this. I knew about the rare pair. I knew about the bin collection. I knew about this. And now it's just that content is outdated. Is no longer relevant at this point. Maybe you go back in the archives, it will be, and you look back like back in the early 2000s, Jordans, Nikes with the wave, and it's kind of weird, think, because we're gonna get to that point where they're gonna be like, you remember in the early 2000s when Jordans and Nikes like were the one, and I feel like we talk about it, but Jordans and Nikes have their foot there. Jordans and Nikes will always be Jordans and Nikes. You can't take that away from it. But I feel like the moment that we're in right now is creating that for runners. Like the runner shoes, also brands like Asics, Saucony, and New Balance. I feel like that's what we're going to be seeing in a couple of years. Like New Balance will always be New Balance. Asics will always be Asics. Like they're creating a lane, and I feel like it's going to be there for a long time. The sneaker game or sneaker culture is going to develop or evolve around it. I think it's going to be together. So it's very, very, very interesting to see. But we're getting into our showcase, where we showcase our...
I started laughing because I just remembered that Baby Boy playing made that song about... He did the rap. He did the West Side Gun rap.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Go ahead.
No, that was recent. Sometimes I'd be losing my mind back here, and like
that was hilarious.
Yeah, I did a little. Yeah, no, that's one of the things I was kind of referring to. Like the Griselda collab is huge, and I think Flexx, you talked about it. Like they're cornering it on a different market. But yeah, I did a goofy ass West Side Gun rap.
Hilarious.
I just hope that by the time we're getting that, and I think there's going to be hype around it. Mm-hmm. And no matter what, like you're going to get Griselda fans, you're going to get Saucony fans, sneaker fans in general. Mm-hmm. I do hope that like Saucony is still on an upward trajectory, because I think Nike is giving away so much stake to whoever can take it right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Morgan, you're bringing out a pair of Brooks on a sneaker podcast.
Yeah,
I don't think that would have happened any other time but today. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Now I will say, Extra Butter did send them to me, and
they're fire.
They're incredibly fire. And when I got them, I was like, I really had to start brainstorming. It was like kind of like a challenge. Like, okay, I've never styled a pair of Brooks before. And I start seeing like the reference photos that like they had for the marketing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I could do this. Like I can make these work.
Yeah.
And now I teach tennis in them. I'm running in them. I'm doing all like everything in those sneakers. So
for sure.
I think we're going to more functionality, just like you said.
Yeah.
But my bad, Flexx. Go ahead.
No, you good, because I actually want to give my feedback on the West Side Gun collaboration.
Yeah.
I can't name a song. Not a fan of his music.
You're from North Carolina, man. We know.
It still don't matter. I mean, I listen to a lot of West Side rappers. I listen to that style of rap, but
say it again.
West Side.
Where's he
Coast?
From? No. Where's West Side Gun from?
I don't know. I don't know.
Buffalo, New York.
But he doesn't rap like it.
Flip it.
He does not rap it like it, I promise you. Because I listened to one and some, I'm like, they don't really sound like northern rap. So, anyways, with that being said, like I don't understand the hype behind it. I don't understand the hype behind it. So, congratulations to Saucony. Glad y'all got that collaboration.
I think it's like it's a pocket rapper. You know what I mean? It's like it's a group that probably you wouldn't think. It's not Travis Scott. It's not anyone near that level. They're popular, but they're still considered like a real hip hop heads hip hop.
It's like a sneakerhead sneaker company, right?
It makes sense. Yeah, the Griselda's. It's the West Side Gun, Benny the Butcher,
Conway the Machine.
Conway. Yeah, there's one more newer member. I can't remember his name.
They've got like a lot of guys like Raw. Not Rock Marciano.
I can't remember.
Stove Cook God.
Yes, that was the one. That was the one. Yeah. It's a real rapper's rapper. So I think it makes sense. It's like showing love to a community, and Westside Gunn is definitely known for his fits. Like,
where is he from?
He's from Buffalo, New York.
No. Whoa, chill. I mean, how long has he been around? God, calm down, Morgan. Buffalo, New York.
They've been around for a minute. That's the thing. These are older rappers, but I think that just recently they're more popular. I don't think it's any knock on you for not having heard them though. Like,
I mean, the thing about it, I've heard of him, but I've never like sat down and listened to him. Like I never had to. I mean, I'm sorry, but there's 1,000 other people that sound just like him, and it's just like
I disagree. A Westside Gunn song is very like
Flexx, check him out.
I have.
Have you?
Yes,
bro. I used to cut the grass. I used to cut my yard listening to "Pray for Paris," bro. Like,
I mean,
that was my grass cutting music. You know what else was my grass cutting music? Like about 10 years ago, Lemonade. Like
when I guess like okay, because a lot of people, like y'all said, like a real hip hop heads, a rapper. I don't really feel that way because like I feel like I'm really into music. Like music was my love before wrestling, before sneakers, and like there's so many other people before Westside Gunn to me. I'm sorry, I know I'm probably gonna catch a lot of flack for that, but I mean, there's a lot of other people that I feel like they don't get recognition, like Sahara the Kid, like
Sahai. Oh, never mind.
I'm pretty sure you don't even know who. I can guarantee
Prince.
No, that's but they've done songs together, but like I feel like he's definitely overlooked. I mean, his wordplay, his cadence, and how he put stuff together. But like, I'm not in. To me, I don't consider boom boom pow ran through the door and we good with a cow.
Okay, hold up.
But
that's not what it is though.
No. But just that, if you introduce a song to me like that, I'm cutting it off. I'm not into that. I'm not into that cadence. If you're gonna come like that, I need a fire beat behind it. I need something that's gonna get me like.
I need to listen.
Morgan, send me his top 5 songs.
Do that.
Top 5.
I'll send you my favorites.
I will tell you,
and you can do the same too. You can do the same too, baby boy. Flame.
I don't think you're going to be convinced, and I don't think you need to be. But I will say that what Westside Gunn can do is something that is not in the market. Nobody's rapping like him or with his flow and his cadence or with the ad libs that you're referring to. And it's if you are a fan of music, I think at the very least, and this is actually a good metaphor for sneakers, you can understand why people rock with it. I don't.
Okay, now I get what you're saying. Nah, I like it.
I'm not rocking with any new Jordans recently. Like, to be completely honest with you, there isn't much that has really piqued my interest. But I remember a time where I was rocking with every retro. You know what I mean? So I think it's like if you listen to it, I think you'll understand the artistry. The lyrics are very obscene. You know, it's drug dealing, it's getting locked up, it's shooting at people. But the flow and the delivery is very unique, and I think it's something to be appreciated.
Okay, I agree. Okay, we'll see. And when y'all send me these top 5, I'm gonna send y'all where I feel that he sounds like someone before him.
I would love to hear that.
Definitely.
I'm not gonna reply. So
you're not gonna reply, but I'll send it to you again when you do. Like I always do. Like, you remember what you said?
Hey, what time we recorded? How many times you sent that to me this week?
I don't know. But every time you reply to me, what time we recording this week? But no, send me those songs. Maybe y'all put me on. But
and you gotta listen to Johnny P's Caddy by Benny the Butcher. That's like low hanging fruit for Benny the Butcher.
That's a really good one. As a collective, like I think that's a good point too, Morgan. Like Griselda is good together. Like what is it, Spurs 3? If you listen,
Also, so Griselda is a group. That's a group of
Yeah.
his.
That's the like the record company, but it's
Label,
the three of them. Yeah, the label.
Okay, because I mean, I listened to Benny the Butcher because he got a couple songs with
I like
Sahara the
his flow.
Kids.
So this is my hot take, and then we can get into the showcase. But I like Benny the Butcher the best out of all three of them. I think.
So who else is Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun,
Conway
who else?
the Machine and Conway the Machine.
Yeah,
See,
Conway's my favorite.
So
Those are like the top three.
His face was like.
So I'm gonna send
I think he got shot.
y'all. I'm gonna send y'all Sahara the Kid, and I'm gonna send y'all his because he's done some with all these people.
Okay,
I'm willing to listen.
I'm telling you,
I'll check it out. Yeah, no, Conway. I'd say it's those. Those are the top three: the West Side Gun, Benny the Butcher, and Conway. I know there are more. So God, like you mentioned, but Conway. I think he had a stroke, so he half of his face
shot. I thought he got shot in the face.
Something like that. I think it was like some kind of paralysis to half of his face.
Yeah, but he's like
he raps out the side of his mouth, and it's crazy that he can even like rap like that at that level. I'll look it up.
I'll confirm by Kanye West, but like
it's
better.
Okay, go ahead. Also, we're gonna get into the showcase. Again, I'm pretty sure I've shown these before, but I'll refine my list just to keep track of it. Hope to be using these soon. If Morgan has a reception, these may be my shoes that I wear to him.
To the like my wedding reception.
What else?
Caleb said no sneakers.
You said that.
Oh, huh? You said that.
You heard her?
Yeah, you said that.
Hey, I'm talking too loud. I'm recording.
Okay, so I guess I'm not going to be wearing it to Morgan's reception. But
I'm kidding. You can wear sneakers.
It is the metallic silver retro 11.
Man,
there's no way
sneakers.
So this is we were talking about, it's crazy because we were talking about fashion, and I was talking about like a lot of these people that do fashion content have these like outrageous fits that I can't actually see them doing any everyday, not even like going to pump gas. It would just be like you're like looking out the window like what is that, like is that a balloon that he has on? So like I can't picture myself.
What is Wisdom K doing out here?
Yeah, like so I couldn't picture myself like actually just wearing these anywhere, like even to like so I would feel like there's got to be like a father's daughters dance, like somewhere important, like that. These are like, oh, okay, I get why he wore those. I wouldn't wear those, but I get why he did it. So
is there? So are you saying you would wear that with a suit? Is it to the reception or formal wear?
So yeah, I would put it as like a formal wear type deal thing. Yeah.
Would you wear those over Concords though? In a formal, like I feel like if you're gonna do the formal shoes,
I would because the Concords have been done so many times, so I would have a lot of competition. A lot of people don't even know these are real. Like a lot of people be like, that was the actual release. So like it would be different and kind of show my foot in the game. Like, oh, like he's really gotta really be looking to grab a pair like that. So yeah, Morgan, you're gonna see these in person for the first time because I know you never seen them in person.
Might accidentally scuff them because you can't fight me on my wedding day.
Look, you can't. Look, bro, you can't scuff these. You ain't scuffing these.
Is that like paint or what? What's the texture of it?
It's like sandpaper.
So it
looks like dusted,
like grit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like grit. Yeah, it's like a grit. I would give it like a 100 or 120 grit. Yeah,
like you sanding down cinder blocks at the crib with those?
Yeah, I ain't gonna go no lower than 120, but you might,
What are they called? The like
metallic
glitters?
Metallic silver retro 11s in the women's, and you got like I don't know exactly what that material be. I don't know if it's like a plastic, but as you can see, you see the Jumpman right here.
Oh, it's like did they have that same one on the 7210?
7210s in the Jubilees.
Okay, I didn't have the Jubilees. I had the 7210s, and
it's kind of creamy soul. So
creamy soul. There are certain like ways that we describe sneakers that just like scratch this itch in my brain is like buttery suede, creamy sole. Like when people say those things, I'm just like, that feels good.
How do you guys feel about the ice soles? Do you guys prefer the ice blue on everything now with Jordan?
No.
Not the blue that they're using now. Like I was talking to Morgan, but I feel like the blue gets bluer and bluer every year. Like eventually, it's gonna be looking like this.
The 2013. So the 2013 when I think that's when they started doing those icy soles. 2013, 2014, like my Carmines from 2014 are finally clear. Like they're not blue anymore, and it's been 10 years. Like I like the yellow. I'm not listening to that song, Flexx, verbatim.
Bro,
I feel like at this point they could figure out a way to make like even the sole you just showed, Flexx, like that creamy. Like I would prefer that. There's no way they haven't figured out a way to make it like still look like retros, but without the blue. Because I think the point was, Morgan, to your point, like it just takes longer for them to age, right? Like
the
blue.
And I wanted them to age. I wanted them to look. I don't want them to look like piss yellow, but like I want them to age and be like cool looking, right? Like even back in 2014, that's what I wanted, right? Like that aged look. Back then everything needed to be clean, right? So speaking of which, that actually brings, that's a good point. It brings us to my sneaker of today. So this is a Puma, and you just brought out a super, super clean sneaker. These are the ASAP.
I heard that in a minute.
I stopped doing 365 days of sneakers, bro. I was getting like 200 views, bro. So these are the Puma ASAP Rocky.
Those I like those. I am a fan of them. I am a
Inhale. These are fire, bro. Look like they've been run over by a 96 minivan, bro. Like that that Astro, what's that? You know what I'm talking about? That big minivan from the 90s, like the Astro whatever. Yeah, these are fire. Like they came like beat up. It's like a bulkier Speed Cat. It's just like dirty. You know what I'm saying?
I wish they would have like released it like as a actual like the pre-aged, not dirt, like clean. I think
they have one. I think they have one that is
like that, like the ASAP collaboration. Because I look for it.
Yes, it's a OG. Just look up ASAP Rocky Puma Inhale. Because
you're not talking about the green. You're not talking about the cream pair. The cream pair is dirty too.
No. I think there's a clean pair of this. Look it up. You got your like device near you.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Yeah, I think there is. Yeah, the OG Summer Melon.
Yes. Yeah. There's a cream pair and there's a red pair.
Let me look at those one more time, Morgan.
Yeah, but that's not what I want. Summer melon color, so I want that colorway. That's what I'm saying.
I think there is a red one though. I think there is a red one.
No, I don't know about that. I mean, I was just looking up, but I do think that Puma is doing a good job right now. They're like figuring it out.
Yeah,
those remind me of like Malcolm in the Middle for some reason. You know what I mean? Like some like just like early 2000s, 90s, like chunkier. You know what I mean?
I think it's modeled after the Speed Cat, which was like cool back then, right? Like I could see that wheelchair kid in Malcolm in the Middle wearing a pair of Speed Cats.
Speaking of, that was one of the things I want to talk to you guys about too. Not to derail too much, Morgan. So if you want to, if you have more to say, I don't want to cut you off.
Oh no, this is it. Oh, it's got the Flacco branding on the tongue, which I like. And the other thing I want to say about Puma is that like they're signing the right people. Like I'm biased because I live in Indiana and I'm a Pacers fan, but like Tyrese Halliburton going with that's a great signing, right? Like before they had like Marvin Bagley. Like
budget NBA players.
Yeah, right.
Yo, also Salehi Bembury, we already know what he is capable of. They signed him. I think he's creative director of basketball, I want to say.
Oh gosh, that's gonna be incredible.
And then Skepta, they just did a sneaker with Skepta.
Yes, and those are fire. Those
I
are
love
so
those.
good.
They Nike fumbled that. If they could have kept Skepta and then the fleece and all the Roadman apparel, like that would have went crazy.
Yeah.
Kuma's about to take that and go crazy with it. And then even Rihanna and Fenty, bro, the Puma Speed Cat was one of the trends I was going to talk to you about this. And this is more like New York City fashion. So when we're if I'm being real with you guys, like the way I step outside every day is not like Wisdom K. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's what's happening in New York. I do see the Speed Cat in a much slimmer, almost like ballerina type silhouettes,
right,
being like a fashion sneaker, like really at the high end.
It's like big pants, skinny shoe, like that.
It's interesting because it was chunky shoe for. I think it is getting slimmer. So I thought that was an interesting one. And then you called out the Speed Cat. I remember having like a damn near it was like a Ferrari pair of Speed Cats back when I was young.
Yeah.
That's what they were made for. I'm pretty sure they were.
They're made for driving.
Yeah,
for sure. That is. I got a tangle in my hair. Yeah, like the Speed Cat's coming back. Like I think.
That was a flex right there.
Morgan's playing with his hair. That is so funny. That just sounds crazy.
I had a tangle. Look at that. Look at that tangle.
I had a tangle in my hair.
I don't have those problems.
Exactly.
But
Flexx been using Beijing for the last 3 years on his hairline and his beard.
Bro, I had a better quality hair than you did when I had hair. I can send you a picture. Like
we've seen Hood Flexx.
The Kangol was
dreads.
The Kangol was an interesting pick too, Morgan. I'm curious what the thinking was with the Kangol. Is that a regular in your rotation?
So it's becoming one. So my parents have recently moved to Florida. My mom just retired in August, and my dad always wore a Kangol. Like that was like his thing, but he was bald, or he still is bald. And so like with my parents leaving, and then I'm starting to see like Backyard Jewels, you know him?
Probably seen his stuff.
Yeah, he talks a lot about being single, but he also like does fashion stuff. He's got the coat of arms, the armor in his house. You know what I'm talking about? Anyways, he talked about like wearing a Kangol, and then my dad always had one, so I was like, let me see if I can like make this work. And naturally, I do.
You make it work.
Yeah. I rock with it. Yeah, it's a nice look.
I can't wear it forward though, because
that's a little bit
that's too much.
That's
I like the Kangol. I make it. I try to make it my own, man. And like, I got a lavender one just cause.
No, I love that. All right,
it's Baby Boy Flame, sir.
All right. I don't get to do this every week, so I got a little show and tell for you guys.
Okay, here we go.
I wanted to make a selection that hits on what we talked about, as well as shares a little bit about myself.
Okay.
So the first one is and Morgan, I'm sure you would recognize these. This is a Bodega Vans collaboration. I want to say like 2018, maybe 20. I don't know. But if you guys know anything about Bodega, they do a great job of collaborations.
Yes, they do.
Really across the board. So this one actually, it's interesting to me. This one came out before the Travis Scott Jordan one, and I feel like Jordan 1 Low, and I feel like it's similar. It has a similar vibe. You got the pink guts, and then you got this kind of like brown. But what I really wanted to highlight is like, I know you guys care about this stuff. The materials on this one are exceptional. I love a good leather lace, as you can see. And then we got some good pebbled leather on here. Good suede, hairy suede. We love that hairy suede.
Love a good hairy suede.
And then you got the leather guts.
Leather guts. That's another one. Hairy suede and leather guts. They just scratch that itch in my brain.
I'm trying to use as many as possible.
Yeah.
And then I thought this was cool too. It's got, you guys probably can't see it. It's Bodega stamped across here.
Oh, I love that.
What's the inspo? Like guitar or something?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I actually should know that, but to me,
It
this
seems
one was
like it.
more.
So Bodega has a palette that they use. I mean, they use a lot of browns, a lot of like earth tones, and then like to throw in a splash of color. I don't know, but it looks. I think it's like what are those dunks? Gibson or something like that,
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's a
or
guitar.
Gibson guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's not usually their like that's not usually what their inspiration is though, right? Like not like a guitar. It's more like their inspirations are like ideas.
yeah, I don't know if it's deeper than that. I do know this was relatively limited, and it was something I kind of had to hunt down. Like it was one of those like
Mm,
eBay, keep the search open and ping me if there's a new one. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So from mine, just from like reading a quick description of it, it's pretty much just like their luxury take on like a regular van. So
I
like
love.
so it's like if you took
Yeah.
the basic old school black and white and put like a luxury take
I
on it.
can't see what that says.
It doesn't say anything. Just don't sleep
Oh,
on the checker. You see the checker on there?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It
That's
oh
says
like a
yeah, I
nice
do see it.
leather. I think the main reason I wanted to pull these out, it's got a bodega patch. Vans is slept on in general,
It
and I
is
think
slept on.
they have a lot of really cool collabs, and I think that their off the wall stuff is really dope.
mm-hmm.
The one of the founders of St. Alfred actually in Chicago is creative director at Vans. So what they're doing with off the wall is dope, and I thought this was just a cool one. Bodega is a well known name too in the sneaker space. Um,
Yeah,
and this is like a daily. Like I grew up skating, so like Vans is a must, and out here in LA especially. So these just are like every day you could wear these, no problem.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Now
Those are dope. Those are dope for sure. I'm curious. Do those have like a stash pocket?
They don't have a stash pocket.
Okay.
Yeah. I
I,
remember Morgan, I saw a pair of Vans you showed off one time that was
the
like
Frida,
I don't know, it was like
I'm
a
still
collegiate, it had like
I'm
a
st-
patch on it or something.
I'm still looking for them Fridas.
oh man.
You showed it was like an obscure pair that had like a tiger patch on it or some shit, and I was like, yo, those are fire.
Are you sure it wasn't the Converse with the chenille undefeated Converse?
Maybe that actually. Oh yes, yeah, that was it. That was it.
Yeah, yeah. Those are dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are dope.
All right.
I got a couple pairs of Vans back when the wave was the Vans and the leopard print. Shout out Trinidad James and Wiz Khalifa. That was
For real,
We were
yo.
doing that
Bro. Okay.
leopard print Vans era, bro.
it
Was
was and
we need
leopard.
it?
Oh wow.
I got another one for you guys.
Fenty, I see Fenty on there, and I see the Puma.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So first of all, not to flex, this was a gift, so
I
I'm
knew
not
it.
gonna sit here and say
Rihanna herself.
Brianna dropped them off. Actually, nah,
Oh,
they
What?
reached out.
Oh, okay. I was
And
like,
I
oh,
was
but flex.
no, not at all, bro. It was like they were doing a thing. They wanted me. You guys know how it is.
yeah.
So I think with this, it kind of goes back into this conversation we're having about Puma, and I think this is like that high fashion silhouette that they're chasing.
Yeah,
They're chasing a lot of different pockets. I was very skeptical about these before I got them. Like
Yeah,
this doesn't. It kind of looks like a Reebok Classic or like It looks like the Speed Cat. But once
Yeah.
I got them, once I saw how people were styling them,
hmm
I do think this was a really cool shoe. And I'm interested to see how I wear them. I'm not as comfortable with this, but
hmm
I'm excited to have them. And honestly, they're like pretty luxe, like leather guts,
Oh,
like
leather
it's
insoles.
all leather all around. Like if you guys can see, like just the
Oh, look at you got to do the squeeze.
yeah,
Push-
yeah, gotta.
Oh, yeah. That's good
It's
stuff right there.
they got the gold hits on it. So
Aglets. Yep.
thank you, Aglets. Yeah. So I thought they were fire. I'm excited to see what Puma's doing. And I hooped in a pair of Puma basketball shoes for a couple months,
Mhm.
and they're solid. So I don't I'm ready for it. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
So
the time is now. The time is
Yeah.
now. Like if there's gonna be like a surge or like a look see for Puma, it's definitely now. It's definitely now. So if they can go ahead.
sorry.
No, go
Sorry,
ahead.
my
Go
so
ahead.
We good.
So I worked the Foot Locker for All Star Weekend in Indy,
Mhm.
and they had an activation for Scoot Henderson's shoot.
Scoot
That
Henderson.
new model he had, right? New model.
Yeah.
And it was like Hot Cheeto inspired or whatever. And just the activation was so smooth and like so intentional and deliberate. Like I could tell that, okay, Puma's trying to do something. Like they've gotten away from, like even with LaMelo Ball, right? Like LaMelo Ball has some of the best basketball sneakers in the league. Some of the best designs. And it seems like they're giving their athletes like full reign of creating the sneakers. I mean, we're a far cry from like, I'm gonna say it again, man. No hate on Marvin Bagley, but golly, man, what a wasted pick for the Kings.
Yeah, I love that you call that the activation too, because those in real life sneaker moments, I feel like are so like when they happen right, it makes it so much better. I actually have two more for you guys. I should have.
Please, 100%.
I'm gonna keep going.
Nah.
So this one,
Yes. Yeah, Salehi.
So this is kind of going back to the Puma conversation we were having.
Yeah.
Being, I think, creative director of basketball. If you guys want to fact check me on that, he's at Puma doing something. This is kind of what I'm talking about with that functionality. I think that I bought this shoe to go hiking in Los Angeles. This was the first shoe I bought in LA. I got them at Second Street for about $100, which is insane. Because this is not a shoe you just find on the internet. Again, this is one of those eBay save searches. And I think I don't know if you guys ever interacted with the Hypeless. He doesn't really post content as much anymore, but he was so big on Salehi Bembury and the wave he was on. So honestly, a really good hiking sneaker, unbelievably comfortable, but also like Rugrats Take Paris vibes. You know what I mean? Like Tyranitar. And I just think they're super unique. You cannot wear these with a pair of jeans, though. You look insane. But pretty dope shoe. Like genuinely good functionality too. You got he does his fingerprint hits on every sneaker, so you'll see it there. Usually you'll see it in the logos. You don't see it there, but in the insole a little bit.
Yeah. Of course, I love his New Balance sneakers, and then I do have a pair of his Crocs. But like what he did with New Balance was so iconic, and then of course the Versace, the chain joints, right? Like those will never be in my collection, but like such a fun sneaker.
Fun,
but it is fun, 100%. If I were to describe Salehi Bembury. Like,
fun would definitely be the word.
That's number one word. He's fun. I think he's fun.
Definitely fun.
It's interesting. The first time I heard about him was when he got stopped crossing the street with his own sneakers in his bag by the police. And,
oh my God.
Do you remember that?
I never heard about that, but that's insane.
That, like, you should look it up. Look up Salehi Bembury getting stopped by the police for leaving, like, it was a Louis Vuitton sneaker. So,
they thought he stole them?
Yeah.
That he designed.
That's
crazy.
Wow. So why they feel like he stole them? Like did the stores tip him off or something?
No, it's Salehi Bembury. How he looks going across the street in Los Angeles with a Louis Vuitton bag. Why would the store tip him off? He's making them money.
No. I mean, because maybe it wasn't like the store that was in the know, like didn't know who he was, and like, oh, this guy just walked out with a pair, these shoes.
Nah,
no, it's out there. It was the Versace sneaker, but same difference. It was the he was saying he was racially profiled.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. I don't remember that story at all.
Yeah, but it was before his like New Balance stuff came out.
Okay.
I'm excited to see what he does at Puma, because I think he does have a little bit of the Midas touch, to be honest. Like I don't know like what he was. Even the last pair of New Balance, I don't know how you guys felt about that. The like the marketing was like with the volcano, and it was like a really like blue. You know what I'm talking about? Like there was
really,
like
really red. Yeah.
yeah. Those were fire. I think there's like those are always going to hit. When we think of like heavy hitters in the sneaker collab space, anything he does is going to draw interest in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, no, I give him that.
I'm excited because Tyrese Halliburton is going to be the face of Puma basketball, and if he's working with Salehi Bembury, like I imagine that we're going to get a bunch of that stuff here in Indy, right? Like,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I heard his pair is retailing for $250.
What pair?
The pair that the basketball dude in Puma. Slay.
Oh, for real?
That's why I heard. $250.
We better get some ads, man. We gotta.
Yo, yeah, get yourself in there, Morgan. If you're in Indy, I'm sure there's gonna be something. How many other sneaker collectors are there in Indiana?
I mean, we have a few, like, but I should say this: everybody's a sneaker collector now. But
yeah,
who's collecting like me? Is not. There are a few, but not many.
Bro, when you can say a sentence that Flexx is trying to catch up to you, I feel like that's a flex. When
you trying to catch up to me?
Yeah, that's a flex. When you can make a statement like that, I feel like it's a flex.
Flex.
Go look at Salehi Bembury's last IG post. He directed the video of Tyrese announcing that he's
so good.
And
so good.
Look at what's on his feet, and it's a callback to how we started with performance. He's wearing one of their like nitro runners.
Yeah,
I think, and if people like that, tastemakers like that are on that, it's gonna roll out. It's gonna happen, and they're all paying attention. And I think there's like with the run clubs too, like that's become really popular as well. Running in general, like I went for a run today. I'm trying to get in shape, so I would love a swaggy pair of running shoes. Like, why not?
Yeah.
All right, I got my last one for you guys. Sorry, I'm a little bit long winded.
No, okay.
This one is really a callback to what got me really into sneakers. Like when I had my own money and started buying it.
Oh, okay.
It started with yeah. Oddly enough, it was like Jordan, the retro Jordans, like around Jordan 7. Like Citrus came out. That was when I really started like looking, but I didn't have money. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't buying sneakers. Nike SB was when I was actually buying sneakers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is a pretty special pair for me. This is the Nike SB Dunk Barf. I promise you, no one's checking for these besides the people that care about Nike SBs.
I know. I think C-Roy's got a pair.
I'm sure he does. He's got a great collection.
Yeah.
But and I'm nowhere near that as far as SBs. Honestly, guys, I don't have that many shoes. Like if we're being straight up, I don't have money for shoes.
Cut it, man. Cut the interview.
I don't have that many pairs, but I do care about the pairs I have.
Yeah.
So this one's just a callback to Nike SB. Honestly, like this is from 2004. This one specifically I care about because of it's like on paper it's ugly, but on foot it's like fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this was a surprisingly clean pair. I actually just bought this for myself for my birthday a few weeks ago. So
that's awesome.
Did you buy it? Was it because I'm looking at the prices right now and I'm just like, whoa.
No, I mean I had to kind of hunt them down. And I was on Grailed. So I was like, they're a used pair, nothing too crazy. And I'm just wearing them. So you guys know how it is.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. So this one more so is just a callback to my love for Nike SB, how I got started. NSB.org was where I was really doing like my buying and selling and trading back when it was like blogs and stuff. So that's my show and tell. Appreciate you guys letting me.
Absolutely, man. And I appreciate
that
because
you tied it in. Like that was awesome.
Yeah, and it shows your evolution for sneakers too. The evolution for sneakers. I like how it goes from like Nike SB, then you got the Salehi Bembury. Just it shows like the evolution of how sneakers, change over time. Because it's you put those shoes, if you put that lineup in front of you, none of them are like the same. You got your Van, you got Soleil Benberry, you got your SB. So it's just like, wait, it's nice to see the evolution and just the evolution of a sneakerhead.
Yeah,
live right in front of you.
So it's interesting because with those Barf SBs, I have a pair of Brain Dead Club C's, and I have the exact same color blocking.
I commented that on your post. I don't know if you
did.
remember. Yeah.
Okay, I knew somebody did, and I was like, yo, these are the Barf SBs. Like
is there a connection?
I don't know. That Morgan will show you just how keen on these I was. Like I was just like really hunting for these. When I saw those, Brain Dead does a great job with collaborations also.
Yeah, they do.
But that when I saw those, I was like, fuck, I really need a pair of Barf SBs.
You could have just got the Club C's, man. Just could have got the Club C's.
I know, right. The we got them at home.
We got the Barf SBs at home. Exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your lineup for your showcase sneakers, man, because it shows the different aspects of you too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like our big thing is storytelling, right?
Yep.
Like, what's the why? Why do you have that shoe?
Yep.
Why do you think it's cool, right? Why are you showing it to us, right?
Yep.
And whatever the why is important and valid. So I appreciate you showing us all of those sneakers and giving us the why.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think one thing that I love about you guys is you guys hear like the wear your sneakers, and it's kind of getting played out, but it is the truth.
Yeah.
I think where people might get it a little bit backwards is cool sneakers don't make you a cool person. You know what I mean? Like being a cool person makes the sneakers you're wearing cool. You know what I mean? It's really just a vessel to have more conversations, more storytelling. I wear a pair of Nike SB Barfs hoping that somebody else knows what they are, because that person is we're going to probably be able to have 20 stories to tell each other. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that you guys are always on that too, and always getting into it and wearing all of the sneakers that you guys have. Like you guys have massive collections. Like that's dedication for sure.
Yeah, it definitely takes dedication, because I'll be like, oh, I gotta wear these. I definitely gotta wear these. So that's why I just started anything I can find, I'm putting it on my feet, because like I gotta wear them. And then if this is a pair that I just can't bring myself to wear, I mean, I eventually I do sell them. That's the only time, because I had like a pair of metallic red Air Jordan 1 lows, not the ones that just recently released. It was actually like a retro of those. Mine had the bigger swoosh to them. So I mean, I've never worn them, like literally, and I had them since like 2016. I was like, bro, I'm going on.
I'm on that.
We're like on a 10-year mark. I gotta get these off.
If I don't wear a sneaker for, I would say like 6 months, LA is expensive, man. I gotta those are out the door. I need my money back. I'm on that, and I do encourage people to do that. Like I know there's a lot of sentimental and stuff like that, but if you're not feeling something anymore, or something like that, like I sell and buy all the time. Like I will literally replace sneakers in my collection.
Yeah. I know. I feel that, man. I actually had a pair that was taken from me that was actually sentimental, but it is what it is. Shout out Vintage Dad. Shout out Vintage Dad of what was it, Colorado? Where is he from?
Utah.
Milwaukee?
I forgot about that, man.
Vintage Dad, Utah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I was trying to get my mind. I was trying to get my man. Nah, not happening. I was trying to give my man some exposure, help him out, do a little collaborated, custom. And it's crazy because I'm never on it. Like, no, I'm not sending you no shoes. And he just never, he just went. He got a couple people actually. So I guess he racked up some inventory because he was into going to conventions. So I'm pretty sure once he got those shoes in, he probably just unloaded them at a convention. And I have not seen him post a video since then.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What was the pair?
It wasn't nothing crazy. It was a pair of mids, but it was one of the first pairs that I really bought with my own money. It was they're so like irrelevant. It's like it's like a University Red, but it's not. Whenever you look up University Jordan Mid 1, it doesn't pop up. But that is the name for them. It's like another University Red pair that pops up. But yeah, I sent them that. It had like a little gloss to it. And it was gonna be like a take on the Olympics, like the Age Olympics pair. And that was the idea. He's like, yeah, I got you. You know, that's what we're gonna do. I got an idea. This is how we're gonna do it. And he just never, I gave him time. Like I hit him up like, hey, how's it going with the custom? Because I know customs take a minute. In the video that he did, like I knew he might have had a ton of pairs because he was just basically like, he was trying to get himself out there. So he was willing to give free customs to like creators that are like willing to send him a pair or whatever. So I'm like, and we're following each other. We're mutuals. And he had been posting content consistently. Like he definitely played the part. Like he was like, dealing and willing with the sneaker conventions and posting content, reposting, stitching videos. Like he was full blown creating content. And then he did that. And, my guy Brandon, I can't think of his TikTok name.
Moreno.
Yeah, he sent him a pair. He actually sent him a nice pair. I can't remember what pair it was, but I was like, ooh, glad that wasn't the pair I sent. But I had it in the back of my head. I'm like, I'm not gonna send him something that's actually like has a value to it, but maybe a value to me, because like I didn't care about turning that pair into a custom. Because it didn't have no value as far as like money wise, but it had value to me. So like. This is my personal custom pair, But yeah, I never got him. And then I did actually hit him up eventually. He was like, yeah, I just had a lot going on, blah, blah, blah. You're going to get your pair this week because I've already done them. I was like, all right, cool. Never heard from him again. Yeah. So I kept his name out of it for a long time. I gave him like at least a year to not mention his name. And I was like, now I'm just like, when I bring it up, yeah, vintage dad from Utah. Stay away from him. But my guy, Baby Boy Flame, we appreciate you hopping on the pod, taking time out your day to give some hot takes, give us a deep dive into fashion, your love for sneakers, man. Any closing remarks?
Hey, appreciate you guys staying up late on Eastern time for me. I'm chilling. I know it's late over there. But no, just appreciate what you guys are doing. And how you guys are approaching sneaker culture in general.
Absolutely.
I think now that the popularity is dwindling, I think we do need real voices with like real care about this stuff, and I think that you guys are on that. So, like I said, we can say wear your sneakers, but that your sneaker doesn't necessarily make you cool. You're cool. Your sneakers kind of just add to that. That's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys having me on. Thanks for hitting me up. Hopefully I did not disappoint, but
no, this was awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
This was awesome. Now I saw what you said about sneakers don't make you cool. I saw somebody who had on a pair of New Balances that I have that I think are cool. It's a Concepts collab, and the person wearing them I don't think is cool. I think he's lame. And so I think what you're saying is right on the nose. So
yeah, that's what it is. Like a cool sneaker. I think it's just good to remember too, like this is meant to be like an in real life hobby as well. It's not just like on the internet. It's not just in your closet or on the storage shelf. And I get that there are certain sneakers you could put in this as a conversation piece, but that's the same point, is that's what we're doing. We're just trying to have conversations around something we love. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that you're anybody or anything special. It's just like, it bridges the gap.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. Well, guys, there is our episode for the week. As we always say, love, peace. Oh, wait. Wait before I end the episode, because I've actually wore this hat twice to shout out to my guys over at Sneaker Politics. My guy, our guy, Sauce Man Dan, Saucepan, put it in the pan, Dan. I'm Dan, Dirty Dan. Shout out to you, my guy. But as I always say, love, peace, and sneakers.
So, brothers. Retro 7, retro 3s, Metallic 7, retro 11, sitting on freeze. They got so